Welcome to the Concrete Genius Podcast. I'm your host, Sauce McKenzie, the one and only. I appreciate you stopping through today. I know it's been a minute. And in no way do I have intentions of not being here. I hope everybody all right, but it's probably been a minute. But I'm glad y'all still rocking with me, obviously. You know, you're here to see it. It's just been taking care of business, man. Had business to handle, things to hold down. Life is good, everything is good. But just had to take care of business. Schedule been a little tight. I have been healthy and everything, but just making sure everything's good with my family. Just maintaining, you know, the life of being an anchor, being a boss. You just got to do what you got to do. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com, by the way. Your one and only Sauce McKenzie. WeDon'tMiss.org, by the way. If you want to hear how it sounds, you want to see how it look. And just get a grasp of it. You know, I take off like a rocket. Every couple of years, I reinvent myself. That way I stay relevant on a larger platform. Coaching some younger kids, developing, relearning the teaching methods of the game that made me great, that made me fall in love with it. Maintaining the peace and the stability of my home, my kids, my family. Just being all around boss. You know, and I'm able to mentor a group of kids who get knowledge from a resource like me that they may not have had access to. So I'm impacting lives, and to me, that's how you honor God. You impact lives. Y'all enjoying y'all weekend? I know I am, man. You know, for a long time, man, I made my own money, bro. I wasn't no dude. I didn't really have to 9 to 5 it, you know what I'm saying? For a long time. So going back to like semi 9 to 5 it, you know, a couple times that shit was whooping my ass, bro. Like, you know, I'm a free willy type of dude. Like, I like to be able to move around, go places in the daytime, do certain things. I was just born to have my own businesses because I like the freedom of it. Now, you know, sometimes you get in where you fit in, especially if you need some insurance or something, you trying to get something handled, you know, because even with income, having employment history is always good. And not only that, you know, my philosophy is whenever I've worked somewhere for a year, I've always created great relationships. Most places I've been, for the most part, I've got a great relationship out of it, you know? And so, like, I'm a dude who down to get things done, you know what I'm saying? Like, by any means necessary. Things that got to get done, when you come to me, they going to get done. So I'm excited. I'm honored. You know, sometimes, man, you talk yourself, and you do get tired, man. You got to have somebody to talk to. You got to have like a peer group, you know what I'm saying? You got to have people in your corner. You need that. But you also got to understand as a man that it's an honor to be doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't shy away from the responsibilities of being a man. And sometimes it's tough. Sometimes you might not even be able to meet all your responsibilities. Circumstances of people might not even let you. But at the end of the day, you got to get there. Of course, you got to find ways and find things that make you happy. And I think that's what makes me pretty good. Like, I brush things off, and I'm always in strategy mode. You know, I think that's the benefit of growing up in the environment I did. You know, with the type of home I did, and the neighborhood I did, the city, and the environments I've been in. I'm always like, you only get one life. So, you know, excuses they cool to talk about, but what you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? You gotta strategize and plan your way to success. But be ethical. And that's the part a lot of people struggle with. Because you can get there, but you gotta be ethical. I'm glad I get to do what I do for real. You know, a lot of people in my position, I don't know if they could weather it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm not one of them people that bring out my business to the internet, but just what I do, what I've endured, and still come out shining. Now I don't think cats could weather it. You know, nah, it ain't a lot of it ain't a lot of John Lowndes running around here, man. You know, just the ability to always rebuild myself, shine, thrive, lead. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I wouldn't trade with nobody. I got some things coming in the new year, man. Congratulations to me. I got a book coming out, a great book called The Game Changer. I'd love for you to pick up a copy. You know, adding the title author to my list is incredible. You know, sometimes I think about all the things I do and all the things milestones I've achieved in life, places I've been, things my family and I have been able to enjoy, even just the enjoyment of waking up and the comfort that I wake up in. You know, I always profess to find a way out. You know, it's always gonna be some people trying to stop your shine. They can just look at you and they don't have nothing to say, so they gonna say something dumb. It's always gonna be people like that. But you gotta be able to have your mindset of where am I gonna be in life? Where am I gonna go? What can I do? And then if you do that, you're better off. Yeah, I grew up, it was pretty rough. But, you know, I was a little rough too. So I think it all went hand in hand. And now I think those instincts, that ability I've always had to make something out of nothing, see my parents make something out of nothing. That ability has always, that's with me now. That's the reason I'm different now. Just because that ability. And I'm setting the tone for future generations. That's some G shit. For real. I always say, when people say, man, who's the most interesting person you've ever met? And I'd be like, besides myself? I don't know. That's a great question. My brother, Carl, rest in peace. My dad, my granddad, both of them, my mom. Yeah, it probably all come back to family because, family taught me everything. If you say non-family, I would say I don't know. Because this dude's I might have known for 3 months and they might have told me some shit that I think about every day. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know where these people are in life or nothing. We might have been friends less than 60 days, but they might have met me and gave me some advice. I had a man tell me something in 10 minutes that I remember to this day where he made a prediction about my life. So, like, it was a real live cop, man. That nigga was like, bro, you gonna go through some shit, but you gonna come out strong, and then you gonna give your life to helping kids. Like, I remember that to this day. I probably was around that man 15, 20, 30 minutes. But he had seen me a few times. So, I mean, that's important. That man basically predicted my future and laid out a goal for me when I might not have had traditional options. That's the thing about being a hustler. That's all being a hustler is. It ain't rocket science. It ain't nothing illegal. It ain't got to be the flyest, the shiniest, the loudest. I mean, if that's what you choose to do, more power to you. But it can be quiet. It can be resourceful. But hustlers just finding a way to make, unconventional ways to survive. Because what happens is being a hustler allows you to not be trapped by the system or by the confines of the gatekeepers who feel like, well, this person should have or live or drive this. I feel like my status in life enables me to live like this or move like this. So when you become a hustler, you break those norms. You say, okay, well, maybe I'll do something else to purchase my first home or get my credit score to a proper level or something like that. You're just a hustler. And that's the same mentality I had as a kid. Like, let me go to the grocery store, carry somebody's bag, get a couple of dollars, Then I take that to the video game. I bet somebody on the video game. If I win, you pay. If you win, I pay. So I bet all day for free, play for free. Just a hustler. Newspaper boy. You know what I'm saying? Sold whatever I could. You know what I'm saying? I was just somebody was going to put some paper in my pocket. Just perseverance, So I just think that's the greatest thing about being a hustler. The hardest thing is sometimes your circle gonna get smaller. You gotta know how to manage that. And you gotta know how to understand that. You gotta remove your emotions from it. But you gotta always stay keen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a man, your circle gonna get extremely small. So as your circle gets small, it's up to you to maintain with the relationships with the people that's been loyal to you the whole time. Don't confuse. We're not talking about the people who fell off. Let them stay where they are. Don't even give them words to power by even mentioning them. But the people who stay loyal to you, you got to make sure you check in with them, tap in with them. Because the people that's loyal to you or don't need nothing from you, them the people you should check on the most. The people that help you out, that you lean on, you check on them the most. The other people don't worry about it. I give all y'all the game, man. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com. I'm floating. My podcasts are for the intelligent of mind. Like myself, you know what I'm saying? Different level of intelligence. Maybe a temper, maybe not. Street swag, street hustle. And just people who want to impact the future. You know what I'm saying? I'm always about impacting the future. For real. Check out WeDon'tMiss.org, man. That's my organization also. I'm outside. I'm in the trenches, in the community. So, like, now it's going to be another army of kids who, like, they play for me. And, to each their own. You know what I'm saying? I respect everybody to do what they do. I probably should do it, but I just don't. It's so many kids play for me. Excuse me. maybe I should do it. I just don't be tagging them. I see them. I'm happy for them. Some of them see me, they be like, damn, coach, you ain't. I be like, bro, I ain't want you to feel like I was invading your space by tagging you all the time. He be like, man, it ain't like that, bro. You my coach. You was my coach. So maybe I should start tagging my former players while they hooping. Because I think sometimes people forget, you know what I'm saying? Or they may, one thing about life, right? You got to stay on your winning path. So a lot of times people would think like, because I'm grinding or because I'm grinding, we doing something different or I'm doing something different, I'm not still 100% supportive. I'm always supportive. I just focus. When I focus different. Like the doctor told me, all right, nigga, you got 4 days to lose 10 pounds. I won't be on the internet. I won't even be talking to nobody. I won't be eating. I'll just be running with a suit on, wetsuit on, running all the time, drinking water, being hydrated, fasting, getting up, jogging 3 times a day, jumping rope all day. That's what I'd be focused on. So that's part of my greatness. I don't have weight focus. It's another thing as a man. Maintain your focus. It get easy to drift. You drift, you float away, you start making some mistakes. But you gotta stay focused. Pacers Bucks, man. I love the Pacers. I love the way they play. I spent a lot of money on a lot of time back in the days fighting for the Pacers when they had Oscar Crozier and all them people. Chuck Person. Because, I grew up real for Jordan. I'm from Gary. We watch Chicago TV. But then once I started getting in the world, I would argue with some Chicago niggas. They'd be like, man, you ain't for y'all. I'm like, man, well, you know what, nigga? Fuck it. I'm rooting for the Pacers. So that's how that kind of came about for me. I can't speak for everybody else. I was like, all right, well, you know what? Fuck it. I ain't finna let you beat your chest till I'm rooting for your team. Fuck it. Man, I cussed 3 times. But yeah, so make a short story long, that's how I got I like the Pacers. I love the energy. I done been to a lot of games. I used to know a lot of them, especially like in the mid-2000s, like '04 to '08, you know what I mean? I lived around a couple of them. I knew that team well. That was the last time I think the energy was really great. Then they had the time with Paul George and David West, George Hill, Roy Hibbert, and George Hill, Paul George, David West, Roy Hibbert. I don't know. There's one more. They took them. But yeah, that group right there. So it's exciting. I like Halliburton. I was on the hill. He was at Iowa State. I feel like he was a phenomenal passer. He had a feel for a game. Sometimes with guards that big, and I know this because my son's one, that's why I'm a fan of Halliburton. I think with guards that big, people have it in your mind to play a certain way. That's why a lot of 6'5", 6'4" guards go through a hard time to get the ball, especially if you 6'4", you a guard, a point guard, then they damn near want you to be John Wall. You know what I'm saying? So when you a guard like Halliburton, who's smoother than he is athletic. Don't get me wrong, he's a great athlete, but he's smooth. But his vision is second to none. He makes everybody better. He glides up the floor. He rebounds effortlessly. He shoots effortlessly. People will look at him and say, he need a screen. So what? Look what he does when he gets it. You know what I'm saying? Look at the man's assist numbers. People gonna always discredit him because he's never what they feel like a 6'5" guard should play like. And that's why I like him. you know, because I go through that right now with my son. People, damn, he's so big. It don't matter. We need the ball. And I think the Pacers they signed James Johnson. That was just more for protective services. I mean, he would be an asset. You need a goon. He can still score, rebound, but he's just gonna be a dude where if somebody push you and then they turn around, accidentally push him and turn around at him, the fight gonna be over. You know what I'm saying? You need dudes like that on your squad. Like, all right, y'all got that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Yeah, I remember one time we were somewhere. And James Johnson, great pickup. I think the Pacers are good. I still think they one player away, one small forward. But I want to tell a story. We was somewhere. I think I was in Ohio, and I was with a dude, and like I'm with him, but I ain't really with him. Like I don't really know him enough to like fight with him. I just know him. Like we on a basketball trip, right? And so he talked shit to these dudes I guess they was from where we was at. Now mind you, I ain't saying nothing to, like, I'm minding my business. Like, you know, we had our little battle during the game. That was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know how to handle niggas looking for trouble without looking weak. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a skill too. So, and they weren't even really talking shit. They was just doing their own thing. Like, the dude I was with was way more in the wrong. So, them niggas ran over there where he was. And I'm talking about, these was three niggas that I'd have probably been like, damn, I gotta fight all three of these. Like, they were so big, I damn near been like, damn, man, I had to fight like two of them, or one of them almost. A couple of them was cock diesel, a couple of them was tall. You know what I'm saying? Like, nice shape. So I'm like, man, they start running at him. So I just, hey, man, let this nigga go, man. Let this nigga go. I made the fight stop. You need your dude like that on your team. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com, man. I know y'all miss me, man, like your favorite blanket. But I'm back. You know? It's been good. It's been good. But I think the Pacers, I think they could sneak. They ain't got to really sneak. They could just go. With the right matchups, they can go to conference finals. If they could get, I don't know who 8th, 9th, I don't know who 3rd, 4th, 5th. But if they could get, say, Raptors, Hawks, or something from the bottom, first round. And then they get Knicks. I think they got a shot. Because you got to think, you got Sixers, Bucks. And the Bucks going to be down there somewhere. Sixers, Bucks, Celtics. It's possible that if the Pacers get the 2, 2, 3 be like each other. Or they could get the 1. Knicks, Celtics get the 2 and the 3. And if Milwaukee's 6, the Pacers could possibly get through and not even only have to beat one of them to get to the finals. I could see that scenario happening. I don't have the standings in my head. Of course not. I'm just kind of talking hypothetically from what I believe, what I know. But say if the Pacers got the number 1 seed, and then it was Pacers, Celtics, Sixers, 2, 3, Knicks, say, I don't even know if that would be a possibility. But just for the sake of shit, Atlanta, say Knicks, Atlanta, Brooklyn, or some shit. 5. Milwaukee, 6. Then whoever 7, 8. It's a possibility that the Pacers could play and beat whoever win the 4-5, and then the Bucks and the Knicks and the Sixers, they'll all have to slaughter it out to get to the conference finals. That'll be a great scenario for the Pacers. So yeah, we'll see how it go, man. I'm good. I'm glad to see Indy getting some good basketball. You know, All-Star year. Pacers gonna have an All-Star. City gonna be juking. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be a good year. It's a great year for them to be good. You know what I'm saying? Signing James Johnson was a plus. They need one more scorer, a veteran scorer. Like a veteran that can get you 24, 25. Somebody somewhere that ain't happy where they at. You know? Even if it's 16 or 18. Like Gary Harris or something, he probably too expensive, but somebody in that nature, get you like 14, 16, one more 16, 18 point scorer. Consistent. And I think they'll be good. I saw news with Draymond, man. I ain't got no jokes for the homie, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember Draymond from the era, he grew up around that Piston shit, so he played the game physical. You know what I'm saying? Of course, maybe he got to control his temper. But whatever he does, that's on him to figure out. I think it's frustration. And that frustration just leads to lack of control. And I also think he needs to be traded. I think the team needs to be revamped. The Warriors to be competitive again. So, in honor of Draymond getting suspended indefinitely, I got the best fit for him, in my opinion. From 4th all the way to 1st. Now, the thing about any team that I think Draymond should go to is that they're going to have to surround him with shooters and scorers. And they also have to be in contention for a championship. Somebody's ready to make a playoff run. And I think he can win you a game in the playoff series easily, maybe a game and a half, if he's locked in, focused. The number 14 is the 76ers. You got Embiid. Embiid can play outside. Draymond can guard bigs, take the stress off Embiid. Draymond can guard stretch 4s, stretch 5s. Draymond can make it easier to switch, take matchups off Embiid. Draymond can help with the rebounding, physicality. You got Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, all great perimeter scorers. The guys that come in off the bench, great perimeter scorers. Philly's a tough town. They like bullies. Draymond's a bully. And I say bully not like other people scared, but he just not going to let nothing go on for his team. So I like the Sixers. Number 4 team I like is the Suns. I think the Suns have scores that they can surround James Harden with. Obviously Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. That right there in itself, you know, Draymond getting offensive rebounds, Draymond pushes it up the court. You know, of course, you got the Draymond, KD dynamic. I don't think this is never going to happen. But I'm just here to talk about fit, not relationships. Number 2, Dallas Mavericks. I think you put Draymond on Dallas, I think it'd be spectacular. Kyrie, Luka, Draymond, that's tough. Get you a big that's rolling to the basket, they can dunk it. That's tough. You got shooters like Hardaway. You got other guys coming off the bench. You got young players that can learn from them like Hardy. I like that. The number 1 fit, in my opinion, for Draymond Green, Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, West Coast, playing with Bron. He can guard anything 2 through 4. He can switch anything. You can put 4 or 5 pieces out there, and then you can surround it with shooters. You can surround it with Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell. You can surround it with Roy Hachimura. You You can surround him with him. Cam Reddish, you put him and Cam Reddish out there defensively. Anthony Davis behind him. You're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? You got the brother from Baylor. You're gonna be. You can make some noise. You can suffocate teams defensively. And I feel like you can put the shooters out there around him and just spread the court, let him roll, screen, move around, be active, get people open. I think that'd be beautiful with the Lakers. Of course, his price tag is kind of high, but it's the NBA. Sometimes these type of things get worked out, especially if from a public relations standpoint, it's not really doing the league no favors. People keep replaying the clips, talking about him. I think it's best that he go somewhere, reset, start over, find a new level of positivity, and just go from there. Yeah, that's my take. You know, my takes are amazing. I don't really mess around, play around. I get to it. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com. You can follow me on Instagram at ConcreteGenius6. Concrete Genius Pod. Follow me on Twitter at ConcreteGenius6. Follow me on Facebook at Concrete Genius Media. Follow me on TikTok, Concrete Genius Media. Just follow me, cuz. So, yeah, those are my best fits for Draymond, you know. You know, Draymond, you know, he a dude who done made the most from scratch. So you're an overachiever, you're going to make sure you stay, the order is restored in where you are. Like I said, I can't defend everything he's doing, but I just hope everything get worked out, you know what I'm saying? He can streamline his play to where he can continue to have a successful career. I'm coaching some great basketball, man. Coaching some middle school girls. It was kind of rough at first. I was being too nice to them. You know what I mean? I'm like, I got to start treating y'all like dudes. We lost. I'm like, yeah, I can't. Losing to me is unacceptable. I don't care what y'all don't know. It's on me to teach y'all. Like, so it's my fault, but it also allowed me to see how much growth they needed. And luckily, it was just a scrimmage. And dude was having fun, so when I see him again, we're going to choke him out. On the basketball court, obviously. But yeah, so I'm just giving them my time, trying to make sure people get better, things get better, giving my family my time. Always, like you said, being an anchor. That's me, the anchor. And just living life, loving life, being happy with the growth, doing whatever I got to do. My son's straight, man. He good. We working every day. Home for Christmas. Get to go back, big second half of the year. Get to see what's cracking. Looking good, body looking good, mentality looking good. We just rocking out. At times, you know, I sit back and I think, damn. Like, I'll write down what I did in a day. I'm like, yo, I'm amazing. But that's a blessing. I'll write down everything I did as an anchor, friends, family, job, kids I coach, kids I mentor. Write all that down. Boom. Looking good, you know what I mean? So that's where you get the peace of mind. That's how you leave a legacy. Before I go, I just want to give anybody some advice, man. Like, limit what you show about your personal life, especially like your relationships on social media. Like, don't bring the ups and downs of your relationships to social media. Like, nobody's happy for you. Nobody's really rooting for you. Nobody means it when they console you. Just keep a certain percentage to yourself. Like, nobody knows you a fool unless you get on there and say, I'm a fool. You see what I'm saying? Nobody knows anything that was done to you in violation until you get on the internet and you tell the world. So when you get mad at your significant other, go take a walk. Put your phone away. Go work out. Watch something on Netflix or something. Hulu. Peacock or something. But whatever you do, don't run to the internet. I'm finna get out of here, go watch some football this Sunday. I'm gonna give y'all my picks right quick.